Welcome once again to Sahara TV, and with us is the Nigerian spokesperson for Jehovah's Witnesses, Olusegun Eroyemi. It's a pleasure having you on Sahara TV again.
It's good to be with you again, Tope. Thanks for having me.
So we are here 2 years into the pandemic, and big changes are coming in for your organization. What has to change in respect to COVID-19 with regards to your places of worship?
Well, the big news is that effective April 1, would resume in-person meetings once again at our various kingdom halls. And that's a global announcement that's just been made. And our brothers and sisters and friends are excited about it.
What's the impetus to resume this in-person meeting for the organization? I mean, what's behind the decision to resume it at this time? And what's your prognosis going forward?
Well, as you know, we comply with government regulations. And in the past, the government had approved that people can resume worship, but they said there should be 50% of total capacity of the facility. But even at the time, we didn't, because it was not very safe yet, as far as we're concerned. Realizing that just when we thought it was over, we had the Delta variant, and then in a short while, we had the Omicron variant. But at this time, many are vaccinated, and also the infection rate has been reduced drastically. And the government has also now said that 100% can use the facility, no longer 50%. And so we thought it's time to resume, both in compliance with government direction, but also because of the number of persons who have been vaccinated and the reduction in infection rate.
Consider the fact, based on government regulations, that large events and mass gatherings can actually contribute to the spread of the COVID-19 virus. I mean, with regards to those attending those events and introduce this virus to new communities, what steps are actually being taken to ensure that these protocols, I mean, government protocols with regards to large gatherings, with regard to ensure social distances and ensure that you reduce contact as much as possible?
Well, Tope, as you know, we are very compliant. We are extremely compliant to government regulations and health authorities' expressions about spreading COVID-19. And that's the reason we did not resume our house-to-house evangelism a long time ago, because we thought it wasn't fair knocking on people's doors and getting infected or infecting people. It wasn't safe. If we lock them, we shouldn't go ahead and get them infected or pick up the virus and go to other people's homes and infect them. And that's basically in compliance. But right now, when we gather at the kingdom halls, in all our meeting places, we have wash hand stations. We've done an orientation on how it's going to be used. And then we're still going to wear face masks. It's a requirement for the friends to come, and we ensure that our friends comply. Our brothers and sisters and friends are ready to comply with that. And as for vaccination, very many are vaccinated. It's not a requirement to come to our kingdom hall, but a good number of persons are vaccinated already.
Oh, right. Because I actually wanted to ask you questions regard to the vaccine mandate and the mask mandate. So, to get a clearer picture with regards to these, are you saying that it's a requirement that whoever attends these gatherings must wear a mask and they have to be vaccinated? Just give us more clarity with regards to that, please.
Vaccination is a personal decision, really. So we don't mandate persons to get vaccinated. But a good number of Jehovah's Witnesses are vaccinated. I mean, people may have legitimate reasons for not taking the vaccine. It could be other health factors and other things that the health authorities understand. So we're not going to impose that on them. But when they come to the Kingdom Hall, we would ensure that we wash our hands, we take care of all other hygiene protocols, and then we wear face masks. It's recommended that we wear the face mask, both in compliance with government regulations and of course for our own safety.
Fantastic. Now, for the public who might want to probably attend your gatherings, what choices do they have with regards to admittance to these places of worship?
Where we are having a hybrid format right now, which means that our video conferencing has not been discontinued entirely. So if you can come physically, if you can come in person, which is what we recommend, you come. But there are those who are not able to come physically, either because of age or because they're in nursing homes, or they're just not feeling well at the time, or they're just not up to it yet. Some persons still have not been brought up to speed. They still don't agree that it's safe to go somewhere like that. They can connect to our meetings using video conferencing. So it's a hybrid format. We are doing it in person, but anybody who cannot come for legitimate reasons can also connect to their various congregations using video conferencing.
Okay. Now, let me also take you back a little bit with regards to steps that your organization is actually taking to ensure that the facilities is properly sanitized. And will worship practices needed to be modified? And what are some of the things that are going to be put in place to mitigate risk?
Well, I just mentioned a good number of things that we have done. Generally, our hygiene protocols have always been high, and we ensure that we continue with it and we add some more to it. So our worship protocols generally ensure safety, and we still insist, we still maintain it. That's why I said that right now we have extra facilities installed, extra. We've always had some things put in place, but now we've added some more. We have more wash hand stations all over our facilities, and we've ensured that our friends have been given some orientation of how to go about using it. It's the regulation that if you're going to wash your hands, you do it for 20 seconds. Now, some experts tried to check recently how many persons wash for 20 seconds, and they saw that not many persons. Many would just do something like 5 seconds and they're gone. And so we have also brought our friends up to that, to explain to them this is what health authorities recommend. And then it's done exactly as it is recommended by health authorities. Everything else we're putting in place is for our safety. And of course, as we go on, there are other questions people are asking. There are other anxious things that they're thinking about. Am I going to get safe? What are some other challenges? But as we get in, we ensure that safety is key. And we do not want to be associated with spreading COVID. And we're happy that in the last 2 years, no one can say he contracted COVID or he died of COVID because of an event organized by Jehovah's Witnesses. Now, that's never happened, and it's not going to happen. So we ensure that we see life as sacred. Life is really sacred, and we treat it as such. And whatever we do, we take that into cognizance.
That's quite interesting. And are there any feedbacks from members of your faith with regards to getting back to this in-person meeting and this abrupt transition?
Well, Tokwe, yes, our brothers and sisters, our friends are all excited. It's a joyful anticipation, really. Zoom and other video applications we use for our meetings have been quite productive, really, quite productive. Had fruitful meetings. People have been encouraged and built up as they attend these meetings. But it's not the same. It's not the same as meeting in person. It's not the same as seeing the individuals you relate with. It's not the same as seeing a sincere smile or a legitimate frown. You look at somebody and you see the person isn't happy. You can approach and ask, are you okay? What's wrong with you? But you can't do that on Zoom, really. If somebody is not feeling good, he just says, today, I don't want to show my video, knock up the camera. And you don't see him. You hear him talk, but you don't see the individual. But when you come in person, you can look at the person eyeball to eyeball and realize the person needs something to be of help, So we think that this is the best. In-person is very, very good. We agree that video conferencing is productive, but nothing is as good as seeing yourselves, and our brothers and sisters are excited, looking forward to it.
So going forward, are you still going to maintain these virtual meetings? And secondly, your evangelism efforts will also. Are you resuming your knocking on doors? Are you resuming these evangelism efforts at this time?
Well, we're still using video conferencing. We're using telephone. We're writing letters. We use WhatsApp to do so for our evangelism. In the meantime, we're yet to resume the knocking on doors aspect of our ministry, but our preaching continues because we still relate with our friends using telephone. And for now, that's the approach. We know as we move on, we'll have direction. We will watch what world events demonstrate, and also we listen to what we get from our global organization.
Now, what are some of the significant highlights ahead this year of your in-person meeting resumption that the public should know about, and why are these so significant event?
Well, we have two things coming up, the two special events. We know that there's some hopelessness around now, and we need to reassure friends. So on April 10, we're listening to a talk that's going to build hope in our friends. It's April 10. In all our Kingdom halls, actually the week of April 4 to 10 is when we listen to this talk. It's titled, Where Can You Find Real Hope? Where can you find real hope? That's April 10th. And on April 15th, which is a Friday, we are going to remember the death of Jesus Christ. And that's the biggest event in the life of any Jehovah's Witness. It's our most important event, the commemoration of the death of Jesus Christ. So that's April 15th, after sundown in all our congregations. So this time it's going to be done in person. Last year we did this using video conferencing, but this time we're going to be doing it in person. The speakers would deliver the talks in person. Of course, we will still have something for people to stream on our website, but it's encouraged that we do this one in person. We had 22 million persons in attendance last year, and we do hope to have so much more this year.
Yeah, some of us have actually been going through your website, which have been shown to be keeping the public abreast of significant world events as it relates to the prophecies you in quotes of the Bible. I mean, I was able to go through the website and I observed it spoke about vaccine, pandemic fatigue, the war in Ukraine, diplomacy. These are some of the issues that have been highlighted in your website. Do they give a Bible context? I mean, for those who are also who may view the website, are there precedences based on the Bible, and what helps people to keep hope alive despite the worsening conditions in the world?
And that's the reason why we should listen to the talk on April 10. Where can we find real hope? You know, individuals have legitimate desires to help. Governments want to help. Organizations want to be of help. But the truth is, certain things are really beyond us as humans. And so we look up to hope. We look up to the Almighty God. We know He's going to work out something in the future. For us, we know these are critical times. The Bible tells us these are difficult times, hard to deal with, but it's not a hopeless situation. So yes, whatever humans can do, they do. Whatever we can do within our limitations, we do. But we know beyond what humans can do is what the Almighty God is going to do. And the moment you lean on Him, it helps you to cope. And as you just mentioned, you went to our website and you saw articles that build hope in people. We keep publishing those articles just to let them know that it's not a hopeless situation, really. Hope can help people to thrive.
Now, one of our viewers, I mean, quite a number of responses based on our last interview with you. There was a question one of our viewers actually asked, and I'd like to put it across to you and get your perspective on it. He said, and I quote, other organizations are proffering solutions to the issues, to hardships. You guys are busy sharing bulletin. How can you help curb hunger, insecurity, and teeming unemployment in the society, no matter how small you can? That's what the masses are asking an organization like yours. Um, what's your response to this?
But that's an interesting question. And the truth is, there's nothing as important as building human capacity, nothing as helpful as training individuals. For example, what do you do about mental health? When people are depressed, they are not productive. That's the truth. And when you give them reasons to fight depression, you're training them. And we don't get paid for training individuals on how to take care of depression, how to build hope. And we do that. We've taken so many persons off the drug list by teaching them God's word. And they have stopped taking drugs. And that's very impressive. Jehovah's Witnesses are employers of labor in different places. They employ people, they are workers, they're doctors, they're lawyers, they are everything. And so they too are contributing to societal development, certainly. And for our friends who have been affected during this COVID-19, we have a relief ministration. In other words, when people are affected, when disaster strikes, it's known globally that Jehovah's Witnesses go to the site and they rebuild people's homes. They renovate damaged homes. People are affected by flood in parts of Delta State, Nigeria. And we've set up relief committees that will go to those locations and assist those who are displaced. Very many persons who are displaced are rehabilitated, are given accommodation, are helped. Now, all of these are done to take care of their immediate need. And we don't stop at doing that. So it's true we don't go broadcasting, this is what we have done, that's what we have done. No. We are mandated to be of help to those who are ours and even others who may not directly be Jehovah's Witnesses. Because when we render help to our friends, we naturally spill over and help those who are nearby as well. Yes, we are contributing, but the best contribution is to teach them values, is to stabilize marriages, is to ensure that our children are not joining cults, is to ensure that people are productive in society. And the Bible teaches that. So when we go from door to teach people that, we don't get paid for that. You know, Tope, that people who teach things of this kind in universities, they get paid. They spend their time and they get paid for teaching. We don't get paid for teaching people. And we do all we can to bring them up to ensure that they are productive. And that's a huge contribution.
It's quite interesting to know. We're actually running out of time. In just 1 minute, are there any other things you'd like to share with our viewers? What you want them to know, finally?
Just to say that our website, www.jw.org, is where they should go. And you can download materials. We have audio and video materials. About 600,000 audio video materials are available in various languages. And as you know, that is the most translated website in the world. Over 100 languages you have our website translated in. Articles to build our families, articles to give us hope are all available on our website.
Olusegun Oriyomi, thank you once again for your insightful perspective, and we hope we can have this conversation some other times. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, Tope.
To have a great day.